I'm getting angry. Hey guys, it's Katya. Yeah. The title's real. I've been scared to make this video because I have a feeling they're gonna see it, but they can't do anything for me at this point, so they deserve it. But before I get into this video, I want to shout out a few things that I have been loving. The first thing are these slippers from Home Top, which is a slipper store on Amazon. These are the suede memory foam slippers in gray. I think these are perfect for college. I wear them around my dorm room and when I go do laundry downstairs. Basically whenever I'm in any other part of my building. So comfy and they're so fluffy and soft and I'm obsessed. They come in all sorts of colors and designs and they're pretty cheap. So if you wanna go get yourself some slippers, I'll leave the link to Home Top in the description. And if you want to get 5% off your order, you can use the code HTSAVE07. I'll also leave that in the description for you, but I'm obsessed. The next thing I've been loving is a tea subscription box called Sips By. Basically, you go fill out a quiz online and they send you a personalized box of tea every month. So it comes in this cute box that says Sips By and you get a little card saying October teas and on the back it says made for Katya. I think that's so cute. Then it just has a list of all the teas with little descriptions, but this is how many you get in one box. It's crazy. So we have organic gold cup chai. We have Earl Grey black tea, which is actually my favorite. There's this 3 mint tea that I can smell from here. That looks amazing. And there's this cranberry blood orange one that is so fall. But yeah, I'm someone who actually loves to drink tea, but I just never buy any. So this is a perfect way for me to try new teas. So if you want to subscribe and get a box every month, I will leave the link to that down below. And if you want $5 off your first box, you can use the code KATYA5. Okay, now for the story. So, over the past year, I have written 12 songs. Yes, I had a breakup. I needed to cope. But the songs turned out pretty well and I wanted to record them so badly, but I just did not know how. I would try using my own stuff, but it would sound so unprofessional and so like staticky and just not good quality. And also I didn't really know how to make beats. Like I had all the music written out, but I didn't know how to make it sound like a real song. So I kind of gave up trying and I would just play my voice recordings and sing them to myself. But one day my mom called me downstairs and she said that our neighbor that we've had for like over 10 years, his cousin is like this famous singer that everyone would know. He's on the radio, like every one of you would know a song by him. His brother is a music producer and he would be willing to produce my album. I literally cried. Like I broke down in tears because all I wanted was like to be able to hear my own music. Like even if I didn't put it anywhere, I just wanted to be able to like hear something that I made. So I cried. Obviously I said yes and we set up a meeting. So that weekend we drove up to LA 2 hours and we met at his place. I was like vibrating from excitement. You don't understand. My cheeks hurt from smiling so much. So basically he told us that I could come up once a week to his studio and I can record my songs. He told me we can definitely finish all 12 by the summer without a doubt. And he says that he takes a deposit fee, so in case I like don't show up, that he gets paid for his work. So it would be the price of half the album I had to pay up front. My dad asked where the contract was to sign and he said there wasn't a contract because we were friends of family, so he was giving us a discount and he's trustworthy, so there's no need. First red flag. But like I said, we've known this neighbor for over 10 years, so obviously we would trust his cousin, you know? Like Lebanese people are really big on family. So we agreed, and that night I sent him voice memos of all of my songs just so he can get like the feel. The next week I drove another 2 hours up to his place and we spent 8 hours trying to do one song, like the music of the song. I'm explaining the sound I want and I give him the chords that I wrote and he's putting them in, but I quickly realized that our styles do not match. He is trying to turn my song into a rap song. I told him I wanted more pop, but I don't think he knew how to do that, and that's not what he told me at this meeting. So by the end of the 8 hours, I had to leave. We didn't even finish a song, but from where it was going, I could tell that I was not going to like it. The next week I drove up, we did the vocals for the song to see if I would like it, and I liked the vocals, but I did not like the background music. The next week I drove up, 3 weeks in, we changed the entire song, like the music, the background. He kept adding different rap beats because he didn't know what like a pop beat was, and honestly I started to sound like a SoundCloud rapper with worse quality. So I texted him that night and I was like, look, I really don't like the background. Can we try something more pop? And he's like, yeah, I'll work on it all week before you come. So next week, 4 weeks in, doing one song, I came in again and he had done absolutely nothing to it. So we had to spend another 8 hours while I was there just fixing the music because he didn't do what he said he would. The next week I came in, I still didn't like the song, and he's like, let's try a different song because we're obviously creatively blocked. And I'm like, I know exactly what I want, but you just can't do it, but okay. So we do another song and it's a slow song. It just has piano. So I send him the chords and he puts it in. Then I record the vocals to it. So all we have are chords and vocals. My chords and my vocals. And by the time we finish, I have to leave. So he says he's gonna work on it all week and he's gonna make it sound professional and he's gonna master it, and then he's gonna put all these little effects in the background. So I say okay, and the next week I come in, nothing's changed. He has changed absolutely nothing. It is my chords and my vocals. But he's like, let's keep moving because we're finally agreeing on stuff, and I'm like, okay. So we start a new song and I give him the guitar chords and I record my vocals. Also, I forgot to mention that each session he would take 2 to 3 breaks to smoke weed, and he would tell me it's because he wanted me to take a break. Okay. But anyways, we finished this new song and he's like, okay, I'll work on it all week, and then when you come next week, we'll like move on. And before I leave, I'm taking my guitar and he's like, oh, can you leave the guitar? I want to add like some cool guitar parts over your chords. And I'm like, okay. So I come the next week, and does anyone want to guess what happened? He didn't do anything. It was my chords and my voice. I can do that on my computer. That is what I do for YouTube covers. Literally. The whole reason I needed a producer was to do the stuff that I can't do. But anyway, this time he's like, let's go back to the first song now that we're like connecting. And I'm like, okay. So we do the first song again, and I still do not like the music that he's making. And I'm noticing that the only time I don't like the music is when I didn't write it. But anyways, I'm leaving again and I go to take my guitar and he's like, oh, can you keep it? I still need to make finishing touches on your songs. And I'm like, oh, I thought you would finish it by this week like you said every time, except you didn't do anything every time. So then I end up going on a 2-week vacation, and I'm texting him like, will all these songs be done by the time I get back? Because I recorded 2 or 3 now. And he's like, yeah, definitely, like I'm working so hard on it, like this is my main project, whatever. So towards the end of my vacation, my friends are texting me saying that they want to hear like a song, they want to hear a demo. So I texted him and I'm like, can you send me one of the songs that you finished so I can show it to people? And he's like, oh, it's not done, like I've been working so hard on it, but like it's still not like the final product. And I'm like, yes, I know that, it's a demo, can you send me the demo? And he sends me my chords and my vocals with no other work. By this point, it's been 2 months and I do not have a demo of one song. It's about to be the end of summer. We have like half a month left, a month maybe, and he told me by the end of summer we would have 12 songs. We don't even have one, not one, we have 0. We have my chords and my vocals recorded for 2 songs and then another song that isn't good. I decide I'm gonna stop working with him because he is wasting my time. I'm driving to LA every week, 2 hours there, 2 hours back, like wasting my summer. So when I get home, I text him asking if we can have a meeting, if we can plan a meeting for next week. And he says that he's busy all week, which is weird because we had a recording scheduled. So like, were you just gonna cancel and not tell me? Or are you lying? I tell him all I need is 30 minutes. All I need is 30 minutes of your time any day of the week. Like, just tell me. He's like, I'm really working every single day, like every hour of every day, like I can't. You choose when to schedule recording sessions. You don't have another job. You're telling me every hour of your day, every day is booked. Because what you told me is that you have Wednesdays, Thursdays, and Mondays free every single week. You're lying. So then I ask if I can FaceTime him, and he says yes. So I get my parents as my backup, and I FaceTime him. I tell them that I don't want to work with him because our styles don't match and that nothing's getting done. And he's basically trying to convince me to stay. He's like, every session we work together is like one I understand you better and then one we work better with, and I feel like if we keep working together it'll even get better. And I'm like, it's been 2 months. It's been 2 months and we can't agree like on one thing. Like, I come up with every single idea. You're the producer. You're supposed to help me. I have been coming up with every single idea for the song and telling you what to do, and it's still bad. Like, he keeps trying to convince me to stay and work with him, and I refuse. So then he's like, well, if anything changes, just let me know. Like, I have no animosity towards you. And I'm like, okay, but first, can I get my deposit back? Because the deposit was an agreement that I would give you money so I don't waste your time working. But there was no time working, so there was no time I could have wasted, and I didn't. Because I showed up every week. Like, if he had worked really hard on it and it was bad, I would have not asked for my money back. Like, okay, we just didn't match. But the fact that he didn't even put like 1 minute of work when I wasn't there when he said he would is no. Like, you don't, no, I'm not gonna pay you. So he's like, oh, like, no, that's the deposit fee. Like, you already paid, you agreed. This is why, like, this is why I do the deposit, because when artists back out, like, they take my time and money. And I'm like, okay, but this isn't my fault. This isn't me being like, oh, I'm too lazy to come. This is me saying, oh, you didn't do anything, so I'm gonna stop wasting my time. Like, this is your fault, not mine. And then my dad, who's like calm and collected, is like, if you can honestly tell me that you think you worked hard enough to deserve all this money, I will pay you and you can keep it and like feel good. And he's like, yeah, I definitely did. Like, I spent 8 hours with her and then extra time when she wasn't there. No, you didn't, you're lying. And she used all my equipment. And I'm like, dude, you working is me showing up to your apartment, singing for 8 hours straight, playing the chords on the computer, telling you exactly what to do, and you sitting there and smoking weed and watching me. Like, you didn't even mix a song. I asked you for a demo and you sent me my voice recording with piano. I could have literally just played my friends the song on the piano. And I'm like, you didn't even give me one song. I don't have anything that I walked away with. Like, I walked in with 12 songs and all this money, and I walked out with nothing. Not even one song. And I told him that, and he's like, oh, well, even if I wanted to pay you, like, I spent all the money and I'm broke, so I can't. And I'm like, well, I thought you were working all week. Like, where's all that money? So I give up, because I'm like, this loser is never gonna give me any money that he doesn't have because he spends it all on weed. So I make plans to get my guitar that he still has, because he claims that he worked so hard on my song, even though there's not one extra guitar part than the ones I put on there. But so the next week I'm in Disneyland with one of my friends, and I text him and I'm like, can I stop by and get my guitar at any time? And he says no, he's busy all day. So the next week, I drive up another 2 hours. Keep in mind, I'm leaving to college next week. Like, I don't need to be spending my time driving 3 hours up there and back to LA to get my guitar that he should have given me the first time if he knew he wasn't gonna do anything. So then the next week, I text him, what day can I get my guitar? What day will you for sure be here? And he tells me, so I go up, again, 2-3 hours, and he left the guitar at the front desk of his lobby. Like, he wasn't even gonna come give it to me. So I pick it up and it reeks of weed. Like, I'm convinced he filled the guitar with weed. Like, that's how bad it smells. It stinks up my entire car. So I have to drive 3 hours home with my whole car smelling like weed. And then when I get home, I notice that my capo is missing. And if you don't know what a capo is, it's like this little thing you clip on the guitar that changes the key of the guitar. So I need it for some of my songs. Like, I need it. And I text him and I'm like, hi, where's my capo? And he's like, oh, didn't you take it last time? And I'm like, you can't use a capo without a guitar. Why would I just take the capo if you didn't let me take the guitar? And also, if you need the capo for the guitar for the song that you said that you were gonna add guitar parts to, why would I take it? Why? And he's like, oh, well, I just couldn't find it anywhere. And I was like, okay, can you Venmo me like $20 for it then? And he never answered. And 2 minutes later, he unfollowed me on Instagram. So I have no words. Moral of the story is, if someone is famous, that doesn't mean they have talent. If you're watching this, thank you for giving me a bad memory of recording music. Thank you for giving me hope and then destroying it. Thank you for not trying 1%. Anyway, that's the time a famous person scammed me. Still haven't heard from him and probably never will, which is fine because he can't do anything. If anyone wants to make my album, that would be great. The Instagram shout out for today is Izzy Rogers. Thank you for liking all my pictures and commenting something nice. If you want to be the next Instagram shout out, go follow my Instagram at katyaawar, like all my pictures, and comment on the most recent. That's all I have. Thanks for watching. Leave a like and subscribe if you enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!
I ain't got no time for no games. Tell me what you like, but